Hello and welcome to Sleepy Cosmos Stories. I'm really glad you're here tonight. Before we begin, take a moment. Where are you right now? Are you lying down? Sitting comfortably? Wherever you are, notice how you're being held. By your bed, by your chair, by the ground beneath you. You might think you're simply resting on something solid, but there's more happening. Something invisible, something gentle, something that has been holding you since the moment you were born. Gravity. If you enjoy these calming journeys through the cosmos and would like to hear more, a like or subscribe really helps this small channel continue. And to those already subscribed, thank you. Your presence means more than you know. Tonight, we're going on a journey about being held, about being supported, about the invisible force that cradles everything in the universe. Gravity is not just a force that pulls things down. It's the universe's way of holding, of embracing, of saying, I've got you, you're safe. Every planet is held in its orbit. Every moon is cradled by its planet. Every galaxy is embraced by every other galaxy. Nothing falls alone. Nothing drifts without support. And tonight, we'll discover that you, right now, are being held by the Earth, by the Sun, by the galaxy, by the universe itself. You are resting in the arms of gravity, and you always have been. So take a deep breath, let it out slowly, and let's explore how the universe holds everything together. The constant fall. You are always being caught. Here's something remarkable. You are falling right now. Not in a dangerous way, not in a way you can feel, but falling nonetheless, toward the center of the Earth. Gravity pulls you down, constantly, every moment of your life. But you don't fall through the ground because the Earth pushes back. The atoms in the floor, in your bed, in your chair, they resist. They hold you up. This is called the normal force, and it's why you feel solid, supported, held. But here's the beautiful thing. Without gravity, there would be no holding, no support, no rest. Gravity is what creates the need for support, and then the universe provides it. You pull down, the Earth pushes up, and in that balance, you rest. This is true everywhere. Always. A book on a table. The table holds it, but only because gravity pulls the book down. The moon orbiting Earth. Earth's gravity pulls, and the moon's sideways motion balances it. An orbital embrace. A planet circling a star. Gravity pulls inward, motion carries outward, and the planet rests in orbit forever. Everything in the universe is falling, but everything is also being caught. You fall toward Earth, but Earth catches you, holds you, every moment. The Earth falls toward the Sun, but its orbit catches it, holds it, for billions of years. The Sun falls toward the galaxy center, but its orbit holds it, gently, endlessly. Nothing is ever truly falling. Everything is resting in the arms of gravity. And there's something deeply comforting about that, isn't it? You don't have to hold yourself up. You don't have to support yourself. The universe does it for you, automatically, effortlessly, constantly. Right now, the Earth is holding you. The ground beneath you is catching your fall, every moment, without fail. You can trust it. You can let go. You can rest. Because gravity never stops, never falters, never lets go. You are being held, always, forever. And you're safe.
Einstein's revelation: gravity is not a force. For centuries, we thought gravity was a force, like magnetism, like electricity, something that pulls, something that attracts. But Einstein discovered something different, something beautiful. Gravity is not a force at all. It's the shape of space itself. Imagine a trampoline, stretched flat. Now place a heavy ball in the center. The trampoline bends, curves, creates a dip. Now roll a marble across the trampoline. It doesn't travel in a straight line. It curves, spirals toward the heavy ball. Not because the ball is pulling it, but because the trampoline's surface is curved. That's gravity. Massive objects like Earth, like the Sun, bend space around them, curve it, create a dip. And other objects, like you, like the Moon, follow that curve. You're not being pulled down. You're following the natural curve of space. And that curve, it holds you, gently, like a cradle, like a hammock. You rest in the curvature of space, and space holds you. This is Einstein's general relativity, and it changes everything. Because it means the universe is not hostile, not pulling you, not forcing you. It's shaped to hold you, to cradle you, to support you. Every massive object creates a well in space, a gentle depression, and everything near it naturally rests in that well. Not fighting, not resisting, just resting. A planet doesn't struggle to stay in orbit, it simply follows the curve, effortlessly. The Moon doesn't work to orbit Earth, it rests in the curved space around Earth, naturally. And you rest in the curved space around Earth, held, supported, safe. Gravity is the universe's geometry, the shape of care, the structure of support. And every object with mass contributes to that structure, creates its own small curve, its own gentle well. Even you. Your body curves space just a tiny bit, imperceptibly. But you do. You create a gravitational field, a small well, a place where others could rest. We're all holding each other, all contributing to the universe's web of support. All resting together in the arms of gravity. Orbital embrace. How planets are held. Let's talk about orbits, because orbits are the most beautiful expression of gravitational embrace. A planet orbits a star, like Earth around the Sun. From one perspective, it's falling, constantly falling toward the Sun. But from another perspective, it's resting, perfectly balanced, held in place. How? The planet is moving sideways, fast, about 30 kilometers per second for Earth. As it falls toward the Sun, it also moves sideways, and these two motions balance. The result? An ellipse, an orbit. The planet never hits the Sun, never flies away, just circles, endlessly, peacefully. It's like a child on a swing. At the bottom of the arc, gravity pulls down, but momentum carries the child up the other side. Back and forth, forever. That's an orbit, a perfect balance between falling and flying, between pull and motion. And in that balance, there's rest. The planet doesn't struggle, doesn't work, doesn't exert effort. It simply follows the natural path, the curved space, the gravitational embrace. And it rests for billions of years. Our Earth has been in this embrace for 4.6 billion years, every single day, every single moment. Held, supported, safe. Never dropping, never lost, never alone. The Sun's gravity holds us, gently, constantly. And we rest in that embrace, in that safety. This is true for all planets, all moons, all objects in orbit. They're not trapped, they're held. There's a difference. Trapped implies force, resistance, struggle. Held implies care, support, safety. And orbits are not traps, they're cradles, rocking gently through space and time. The Moon orbits Earth, held, for 4.5 billion years. Jupiter's moons orbit Jupiter, held, since the solar system began. And our solar system orbits the galaxy center, held, for over 4.5 billion years. Everything is in orbit, everything is held. And everything rests in the arms of gravity. Even when moving at incredible speeds, thousands of kilometers per hour, there's rest. Because rest is not about stillness, it's about balance, about being held, about trusting the embrace. You can rest while moving, the planets do, every day. And so can you.
Lagrange points, where gravity creates perfect balance. There are special places in space where gravity achieves perfect balance. They're called Lagrange points. Imagine Earth and the Moon, two massive objects, each with their own gravitational pull. Between them, their gravity fields interact, combine, interfere. And at certain points, something magical happens. The pull from Earth and the pull from the Moon cancel out perfectly. Not completely, there's still some net force, but it's balanced in a special way. An object placed at one of these points will stay there, relative to Earth and Moon. Not orbiting Earth, not orbiting the Moon, but floating, held in perfect equilibrium. There are 5 Lagrange points in the Earth-Moon system, 5 places of perfect gravitational balance. L1 is between Earth and Moon, where the poles balance. L2 is beyond the Moon, shielded from Earth's pole by the Moon's presence. L3 is on the opposite side of Earth from the Moon. And L4 and L5, they're the most stable and the most beautiful. They form equilateral triangles with Earth and the Moon, 60 degrees ahead and behind the Moon in its orbit. At these points, objects naturally collect. Dust, asteroids, they gather there, resting. In the Sun-Jupiter system, these points are called Trojan points, and they're full of asteroids, thousands of them, just floating, held in perfect balance for millions of years. Not orbiting Jupiter, not orbiting the Sun independently, just resting at the gravitational sweet spot. Humanity has used these points too. The James Webb Space Telescope sits at Earth's L2 point, about 1.5 million kilometers away. There it rests, held in perfect balance between Earth, Sun, and Moon. It doesn't orbit Earth. It doesn't orbit the Sun alone. It orbits nothing and everything. It rests in the gravitational cradle, the perfect spot where all forces balance. And it can stay there almost forever, with only tiny adjustments. Because Lagrange points are stable, peaceful, safe. They're gravity's way of saying, here, rest here, you're perfectly held. And objects do. They rest in those invisible arms. Lagrange points are proof that the universe creates places of rest, intentionally, naturally. Places where everything balances, where you can simply be, without struggle, without effort. Just held, perfectly, peacefully. And perhaps we can learn from that, to find our own Lagrange points in life, in relationships, in ourselves. Places where forces balance, where we can rest, without effort, without struggle. Just held, by life, by love, by existence itself. The universe shows us how. It creates places of perfect rest all throughout space, and invites us to rest there, in the arms of gravity. Free fall, the paradox of weightless rest. Here's a paradox. The ultimate rest comes from falling. When you're in free fall, you feel no weight, no pressure, no support. You feel nothing, just floating, just being. Astronauts in orbit experience this. They call it weightlessness. But they're not weightless. Gravity is still pulling them, strongly. They're just falling, constantly, and so is their spacecraft. They're falling toward Earth, but moving sideways fast enough to keep missing. And in that fall, there's no sensation of weight, because everything falls together. The spacecraft falls, the astronaut falls, at the same rate. So relative to the spacecraft, the astronaut floats, weightless, free. And they report that it feels like rest, deep rest. No pressure on joints, no strain on muscles, no effort to hold posture. Just floating, held by nothing, held by everything. This is the paradox. Falling feels like resting. Because you're not fighting gravity, you're surrendering to it completely. You're trusting it, letting it carry you. And in that trust, there's peace. On Earth, we can experience this briefly, in a falling elevator, in a roller coaster's drop, in a plane executing a parabolic arc. For a few seconds, you're in free fall, and you feel it, the lightness, the freedom. But it's brief. On Earth, the ground always interrupts, catches you, stops the fall. But in space, in orbit, the fall never ends, and neither does the rest. Astronauts can sleep floating, no bed needed, no pillow, just floating, in midair. And they say it's the most restful sleep, because there's no pressure anywhere, no strain. Just complete surrender to gravity, complete trust. And gravity holds them, gently, through the fall. This teaches us something profound. Rest comes from surrender, not from control. When you stop fighting, stop resisting, stop holding yourself up. When you let go, trust, fall, that's when you truly rest. Gravity is always there, always pulling, always holding. And when you stop resisting it, when you let yourself fall into it, it catches you. Not painfully, not violently, but gently, lovingly. Like falling into a parent's arms, like sinking into a soft bed. Gravity is the universe's arms, and they're always open, always ready to catch you. All you have to do is let go, trust, fall, and rest in the invisible embrace.
Let's start close to home. with our moon. Right now, above you, or below, depending where you are on Earth, the moon is there, orbiting, circling, held. It's been doing this for 4.5 billion years, since just after Earth formed. The moon was born from violence. A Mars-sized object crashed into young Earth. The impact threw debris into orbit. And from that debris, the moon formed, coalesced, became whole. And immediately, Earth's gravity reached out, held it. At first, the moon was close, very close, just 22,000 kilometers away. In the sky, it would have looked enormous, 30 times larger than it does now. And Earth's gravity held it tight, strong, protective. But over billions of years, something gentle happened. The moon drifted away, slowly, just a few centimeters per year. Not because Earth's hold weakened, but because of tides. The moon pulls on Earth's oceans, creates tides, high tide, low tide. And those tides pull back on the moon, gently push it away. It's a transfer of energy. Earth's rotation slows, the moon drifts outward. A gentle release, like a parent letting a child take small steps away, but never letting go. Today, the moon is about 384,000 kilometers away, farther than it was, but still held, still orbiting, still cradled. Earth's gravity hasn't weakened. It's still there, still strong, still caring. The moon orbits once every 27.3 days, reliable, predictable, safe. And it will continue for billions of years more. Eventually, far in the future, the moon will drift to a stable distance and stop moving away. It will rest there, permanently, in perfect balance. Earth and moon looking at each other, always, forever. Both tidally locked, both showing the same face to each other, a mutual gaze, an eternal embrace. This is the story of our moon, born in chaos, held in peace, drifting slowly away, but never lost, never alone, always in Earth's arms, always cradled, always home. And there's something beautiful about that, isn't there? You can drift, you can grow, you can change, but you're still held. The arms that hold you are flexible. They allow movement, but they never let go. Earth holds the moon, not tightly, not rigidly, but perfectly. And the moon trusts that hold, rests in it for billions of years. Perhaps we can learn from that, to trust the hold, to rest in it. Even when we drift, even when we change, we're still held, always. Tidal locking, when moons look home forever. Most moons in the solar system share something special. They're tidally locked. This means they always show the same face to their planet. Our moon does this. It always shows us the same side, the near side. The far side, not dark, just far, is forever turned away from Earth. Why does this happen? Because of gravity's gentle pull over millions of years. When the moon was young, it rotated faster. It had its own day-night cycle, independent from its orbit. But Earth's gravity pulled on the moon, not evenly. The near side was pulled slightly harder than the far side. This created a torque, a twist, that slowly slowed the moon's rotation. Over millions of years, the moon's rotation slowed, matched its orbit, until one day it locked. Rotation period equals orbital period. Now, the moon rotates once every 27.3 days and orbits once every 27.3 days. So the same side always faces Earth. Always. This is tidal locking, and it's common throughout the solar system. Jupiter's major moons, Io, Europa, Ganymede, Callisto, all tidally locked. Saturn's moons, Titan, Enceladus, Mimas, tidally locked. Even Pluto and its moon Charon are mutually tidally locked. They always show the same faces to each other. But here's the beautiful part. Tidal locking isn't constraint, it's intimacy. The moon always looks at Earth, always, never turns away. It's as if the moon is gazing at Earth constantly,
forever. And Earth, in return, sees the same face, familiar, known, loved. It's a bond, a connection, created by gravity's patient pull. Over millions of years, gravity shaped this relationship, this eternal gaze. And now the moon rests in it, doesn't fight it, doesn't resist, just looks home, always, forever. There's a lesson here about relationships, about connection. Sometimes being held means looking home, always knowing where you belong. Not wandering, not searching, just resting in the gaze. The moon knows where Earth is, always, because it's always looking. And there's peace in that, certainty, safety. No confusion, no doubt, just home, always visible, always there. Tidal locking is gravity's way of creating intimacy, closeness, connection. And the moons don't fight it, they rest in it. Looking home, forever, peacefully.
Io, held despite the fire. Let's talk about Io, one of Jupiter's moons. Io is the most volcanically active body in the solar system. Its surface is constantly being reshaped. Lava flows, sulfur geysers shooting hundreds of kilometers high. It's a world of fire, of chaos, of constant change. Why? Because of gravity. But not just Jupiter's gravity. Io is caught in a gravitational tug-of-war between Jupiter and its other moons. Jupiter pulls on Io hard. Tidal forces squeeze and stretch it. But Europa and Ganymede, two other large moons, pull on Io too, from different angles. This creates resonance, an orbital dance where gravitational pulls align and amplify. The result? Io is constantly flexed, squeezed, stretched. This generates heat, immense heat, enough to melt rock, create volcanoes. Io's interior is molten. Its surface is constantly erupting, lava everywhere. It sounds violent, painful, destructive. But here's the thing, Io is still held. Despite the chaos, despite the fire, despite the constant stress, Jupiter's gravity holds Io perfectly, safely. Io orbits every 42.5 hours, reliable, predictable, unchanged, for billions of years. Yes, it's being squeezed. Yes, it's volcanic. Yes, it's chaotic. But it's not destroyed, not torn apart, not lost. Because Jupiter's hold is strong, protective, even when it causes stress. And Io rests in that hold, even in the fire. This teaches us something profound. Being held doesn't mean being protected from all pain, from all stress. Sometimes the forces that hold us also challenge us, stretch us, heat us. But we're still held, still safe, still in the embrace. The stress isn't abandonment. It's part of the relationship, part of the dance. And through it all, we're not lost. We're orbiting, resting, held. Io is proof that even in chaos, even in fire, gravity holds. And the moon trusts that, continues orbiting, continues resting. Despite everything, it knows it's held. And so are you. Even in your chaos, even in your fire, even in your stress, you're held by forces you might not see, might not understand. But they're there, holding, always. And you can rest in that, trust that, even when things are hard. Because being held doesn't mean being shielded from everything. It means being carried through everything. And Io is carried through fire, through stress, through billions of years. Still orbiting, still held, still home.
Europa's hidden ocean, held and protected. Now let's visit Europa, another of Jupiter's moons. Europa looks calm. Its surface is ice, smooth, white, peaceful. But beneath that ice, an ocean, liquid water, perhaps 100 kilometers deep, more water than all of Earth's oceans combined. How is this possible? Europa is far from the sun. It should be frozen solid. But it's not, because of gravity. Jupiter's gravity and the other moon's gravity flex Europa, just like Io, but less intensely, less dramatically, just enough to generate heat, enough to keep the subsurface ocean liquid. Europa's ice shell is 15 to 25 kilometers thick, protecting the ocean beneath. And in that ocean, perhaps life, perhaps simple organisms thriving in the dark, fed by hydrothermal vents, powered by Jupiter's gravitational embrace. Europa is proof that gravity doesn't just hold, it nurtures. The same force that keeps Europa in orbit also keeps its ocean warm. The same embrace that prevents Europa from flying away also sustains potential life. Gravity is not just a cradle, it's a womb, creating conditions for existence. And Europa rests in that, peacefully. Ice on the surface, life, perhaps, hidden beneath. Protected by the ice, warmed by gravity, held by Jupiter, for billions of years. There's something beautiful about this, about being held in a way that creates possibility. Gravity doesn't just prevent falling, it enables existence. It creates conditions, warmth, stability, protection. Europa's ocean exists because Europa is held perfectly, constantly. And perhaps life exists there, hidden, quiet, protected. All because of gravity's embrace. We're like that too, held in ways that create possibility. The forces that support us also enable us, create conditions for growth, for life, for thriving. We're not just prevented from falling, we're given the space to exist, to grow, to become. And Europa shows us this, a moon held by Jupiter, harboring an entire ocean. An entire world, hidden, protected, nurtured. All in the arms of gravity.
Shepherd moons, guardians of the rings. Saturn's rings are beautiful, thin bands of ice and rock encircling the planet. But without certain small moons, those rings would disperse, spread out, disappear. These moons are called shepherd moons, and they hold the rings together. How? Through gravity. Their small gravitational fields guide the ring particles. Prometheus and Pandora, for example, shepherd the F ring, one on each side. Their gravity nudges ring particles, keeps them in place, prevents them from drifting away. It's a delicate dance. The moons orbit, the ring particles orbit, and gravity connects them all. The moons aren't holding the particles tightly, they're just guiding, gently, like a parent walking beside a child, not holding their hand tightly, just being there, keeping them safe. The ring particles orbit freely, but the moon's presence keeps them from straying. And the result? Beautiful, stable rings that have lasted for millions of years. This is another way gravity holds, not just directly, but through presence. The shepherd moons don't touch the ring particles, they're far away, but their gravitational influence reaches out, invisible arms, guiding, protecting. And the particles respond, stay in place, rest in the structure. All because of gentle gravitational presence. We experience this too. Not all holding is direct, not all support is visible. Sometimes we're held by presence, by someone simply being there. Not controlling, not grasping, just present. And their presence guides us, keeps us safe. Gravity works this way, at a distance, through influence, through care. And it's enough, more than enough. The rings remain beautiful, stable, held by small moons orbiting nearby, offering their presence, their gravitational care. And that's all it takes, presence, constancy, care. The universe shows us again and again that being held doesn't require force, just presence, just constancy, just the gentle influence of care. Charon and Pluto, a mutual hold. Finally, let's visit the edge of the solar system, to Pluto and its moon Charon. Charon is large for a moon, about half Pluto's size, so large that some call them a double planet, not planet and moon, but partners. And they've achieved something rare, something beautiful. Mutual tidal locking. Not just Charon always facing Pluto, but Pluto always facing Charon. They orbit each other, both locked, both gazing at each other, always, forever. From Pluto's surface, if you stood on the right hemisphere, Charon would be in your sky, always, fixed, never moving, never setting. Just hanging there, a constant companion, a permanent presence. And from Charon, looking back, Pluto would be the same, fixed, constant, always visible. They orbit every 6.4 days, together around their shared center of mass. Not one orbiting the other, but both orbiting each other, a true partnership. This is the ultimate expression of mutual gravitational embrace. Both holding, both held, neither dominant, neither subordinate, just together, always facing, always present, always connected. It took billions of years to achieve this. Slowly, patiently, gravity shaped their relationship, slowed their rotations, matched them, synchronized them, until they locked forever, in mutual gaze, in mutual rest. And now they orbit, together, in the darkness, at the edge of the solar system, small, distant, cold, but not alone. Never alone, because they have each other, always visible, always present, held by each other, holding each other. This is what gravity can create: partnership, mutuality, eternal connection. Not one-sided, not hierarchical, but equal, balanced, mutual. Both resting in each other's presence, both trusting the hold. And there's a lesson here about relationships, about love, about connection. True holding is mutual, both parties supporting each other, both resting in each other. Not one holding all the weight, not one doing all the work, but both, together, balanced, equal. Pluto and Charon show us this in their eternal gaze, in their synchronized orbit, in their mutual hold. And they rest there, peacefully, together, forever, in the arms of each other's gravity.
The Milky Way's gravitational hug. Right now, you are inside a galaxy, the Milky Way, along with 200 to 400 billion other stars, and every single one of them is held by the galaxy's gravity, by each other's gravity, including our Sun, including Earth, including you. The Milky Way is massive, about 1 trillion times the mass of the Sun. Most of that mass? Dark matter, invisible, but present, creating a gravitational field, a well, a cradle. And in that cradle, 400 billion stars rest, each one orbiting the galactic center at different speeds, different distances. Our Sun orbits about 26,000 light-years from the center, in what's called the Orion Arm, and it takes about 225 million years to complete one orbit, one galactic year. Slow, patient, enduring. The Sun has completed this orbit about 20 times since it formed, 4.6 billion years divided by 225 million. 20 laps around the galaxy, and it's still bowing, still held, still orbiting, never falling into the center, never flying away into the void, just resting in its orbital embrace for billions of years. And it's not alone. Every star in the galaxy is doing the same. Some orbit faster, closer to the center. Some orbit slower, farther out. But all are held. All are part of the structure. All rest in the galactic embrace. The Milky Way is not just a collection of stars. It's a family, held together by gravity. Each star contributes its own gravitational field, pulls on every other star, just a tiny bit. And together, all those tiny pulls add up, create structure, create stability, create home. You are part of this, right now, as you rest. You're orbiting the galactic center at about 828,000 kilometers per hour, moving through space, but not alone, held by the galaxy, by 400 billion siblings. And you're safe, because the galaxy's hold is strong, steady, ancient. It's been holding stars for over 13 billion years, since the universe was young. And it will continue for billions more, holding, cradling, supporting. The Milky Way is your home, not just Earth, not just the solar system. but the galaxy, this vast spiral structure, this immense gravitational embrace. You're part of it, held by it, resting in it, always, forever. Dark matter, the invisible arms that hold us. Here's something remarkable. Most of what holds the galaxy together, we can't see. About 85% of the galaxy's mass is dark matter. We don't know what it is. We can't detect it directly. It doesn't emit light, doesn't absorb light. But we know it's there because of its gravity. Without dark matter, galaxies wouldn't hold together. Stars orbit too fast. The visible matter alone, the stars, gas, dust, isn't enough to keep them bound. They should fly apart, escape, scatter into the void. But they don't, because something invisible is holding them. Dark matter. It forms a halo around the galaxy, a vast, diffuse cloud, extending far beyond the visible stars. And its gravity reaches out, invisible arms, holding everything together. The stars you see in the night sky, held by dark matter. Our sun, held by dark matter. You, held by dark matter. Right now, you're passing through dark matter. Particles of it are moving through your body. You can't feel them, can't see them, but they're there. And their collective gravity, it holds the galaxy, holds you. There's something beautiful about this, about being held by something invisible. We tend to trust what we can see, what we can measure, what we can touch. But some of the most important forces are invisible. Love, trust, hope, connection. We can't see them, can't measure them directly, but they hold us, just like dark matter. They create structure, stability, safety, and we rest in them, even though we can't see them. Dark matter teaches us this, that the universe is held by invisible forces, and we are too. You might not see what's holding you. You might not understand it, but it's there, invisible arms, reaching out, supporting, protecting. The galaxy rests in dark matter's embrace, and has for billions of years, and so do you. Trust the invisible hold. Trust the forces you can't see, because they're real, they're strong, they're there, holding you, always.
The local group, when galaxies hold each other. The Milky Way is not alone in the universe. It's part of a group, a family of galaxies, called the local group. About 50 to 80 galaxies bound together by gravity, held in a loose embrace. The largest members, the Milky Way, Andromeda, and Triangulum. And all of them orbit each other, slowly, very slowly. Not around a central point, but around their shared center of mass. Like a cosmic dance, each galaxy pulling on the others, each being pulled. And in that mutual pull, there's balance, structure, stability. The local group spans about 10 million light-years across. That's immense, but gravitationally, it's bound, held together. The galaxies won't drift apart. They're family, connected by gravity's gentle arms. Andromeda, our nearest large neighbor, is actually approaching us, not drifting away, approaching. In about 4.5 billion years, Andromeda and the Milky Way will merge. It sounds violent, collision, crash, but it won't be. It'll be gentle, patient, a slow embrace. The two galaxies will pass through each other. Stars are so far apart that none will collide. They'll just intermingle, like two groups of friends merging into one. And their gravitational holds will combine, strengthen. The result? A larger galaxy, an elliptical galaxy, still held, still bound, and still part of the local group, still family. This teaches us something about relationships, about community. We're not meant to be alone. We're meant to be part of groups, families, communities. And these groups are held together, not by walls, not by force, but by gravity, by attraction, by mutual pull. Each member contributes, each member is held, each member holds others. And together, they form something stable, something beautiful, something lasting.
The local group has existed for over 13 billion years since shortly after the Big Bang, and it will continue through the Milky Way-Andromeda merger, through changes and transformations, but always held, always together, always family. We're part of this, part of the local group, part of a gravitationally bound community. And that's comforting, knowing we're not alone, not adrift, not isolated, but part of something larger, held within a group, connected to others, by invisible forces, by gravity, by the universe's way of creating family. Galaxy clusters, immense structures held together. Beyond the local group, there are larger structures, galaxy clusters, collections of hundreds, sometimes thousands of galaxies, all bound together by gravity, all held in a vast cosmic embrace. The nearest large cluster is the Virgo cluster, about 54 million light-years away. It contains over 1,500 galaxies, all orbiting their shared center of mass, held together by gravity, despite the immense distances. And beyond that, superclusters, groups of galaxy clusters. Our local group is part of the Laniakea supercluster, which contains about 100,000 galaxies, all connected, all influenced by each other's gravity, all held loosely but surely. These are the largest gravitationally bound structures in the universe, hundreds of millions of light-years across, containing trillions of stars. And yet, they're held by gravity, by the same force that holds you to your chair. The scale is incomprehensible, but the principle is the same. Mass curves space, creates a well, and objects rest in that well. Galaxy clusters rest in the gravitational well they collectively create. And they've been resting there for billions of years, since the structures formed in the early universe. Moving, yes. Orbiting, yes. But not scattered, not lost. Held together in gravitational embrace. And this embrace is gentle, not tight, not constraining. Galaxies have room to move, to orbit, to exist. But they're still connected, still part of the structure, still held. This is the pattern we see everywhere, at every scale. From you to the Earth, from Earth to the Sun to the galaxy, from the galaxy to the group, from the group to the cluster, from the cluster to the supercluster. All held, all connected, all resting in gravitational arms. Nothing is alone, nothing is isolated, nothing drifts without support. The universe is a web of gravitational connections, of invisible bonds. And everything, every galaxy, every star, every planet, every atom is part of that web. Held, supported, home.
The great attractor, pulled towards something immense. Here's something mysterious and beautiful. Our local group, along with thousands of other galaxies, is moving. Not just orbiting within the supercluster, but moving towards something. Something massive, something far away. It's called the Great Attractor, a gravitational anomaly, a concentration of mass so large it's pulling entire galaxy clusters toward it. We can't see it directly. It's hidden behind the Milky Way's disk, in a region we call the zone of avoidance. But we can feel its pull, measure its effect, and we're moving toward it at about 600 kilometers per second, along with thousands of other galaxies, all pulled by the same invisible force. This sounds alarming, like we're falling, uncontrolled, but we're not. We're being held, guided. The Great Attractor is part of an even larger structure, the Laniakea supercluster. And Laniakea itself is moving toward an even greater concentration of mass, the Shapley supercluster. It's gravitational wells within gravitational wells, structures within structures. All held, all connected, all moving together. And we're part of this flow, this cosmic current. Not falling, not lost, but flowing, guided by gravity's gentle pull. Like a leaf on a river, the current carries us, but we're safe, part of the flow. The Great Attractor reminds us we're always being pulled towards something. And that's not bad. That's guidance. That's direction. Gravity doesn't just hold us in place. It guides us forward, toward connection, toward unity. We're being pulled toward larger structures, larger communities, larger embrace. And we can trust that pull, trust the current, trust the flow.
Because it's not random, it's gravity. It's the universe's way of bringing things together, of creating structure, community, connection. We're being pulled, gently, patiently, towards something greater. And we can rest in that pull, trust it, let it carry us. Like the galaxies, flowing toward the great attractor, together, safely, held. The cosmic web, everything connected. At the largest scale, the universe looks like a web. Filaments of galaxies, connected, stretching across hundreds of millions of light years. And between them, voids, large, empty regions. But even the voids are part of the structure. They define the web, give it shape. This cosmic web was formed by gravity shortly after the Big Bang. Matter wasn't evenly distributed. There were small fluctuations, tiny differences in density. And gravity amplified those differences. Dense regions attracted more matter, became denser. Sparse regions lost matter, became emptier. Over billions of years, this created the web, filaments where matter concentrated, voids where it didn't. And the galaxies? They formed along the filaments, where the matter was. Held there by gravity, by the structure, by the web itself. Today, the web is stable, mature, the structure is set. And every galaxy, including ours, is part of it, held within the web, connected to everything. This is the ultimate gravitational embrace, the entire universe held together. Not uniformly, not rigidly, but structurally, with space to move, to breathe, to exist. But still connected, still part of the whole, still held. We're part of this web, this cosmic structure, this universal embrace. Our galaxy sits in a filament, connected to other filaments, part of the larger pattern. And every atom in your body is part of this web, part of this structure, part of this hold. You are not separate from the universe. You're woven into it, literally, gravitationally. The web holds you, connects you to everything, makes you part of the cosmic family. And that's beautiful, knowing you're connected, part of something vast, part of the web. Held by the universe, supported by its structure, resting in its embrace. Forever, always, completely.
Free fall, the paradox of weightless falling. Let's talk about free fall. When you're in free fall, you're falling, accelerating towards something massive, like Earth. But you don't feel it. You don't feel the fall. You don't feel the speed. You feel nothing, weightless, floating. Why? Because everything is falling together. You and the air around you, you and everything near you. There's no wind, no pressure, no sensation of movement. Just stillness, silence, peace. Astronauts in orbit experience this. They're in free fall, constantly, falling toward Earth, but moving sideways fast enough to keep missing. And they float inside their spacecraft, weightless, effortless. They report that it feels like rest, deep, profound rest. No pressure on joints, no strain on muscles, no effort to maintain posture. Just being, floating, existing. One astronaut described it as the most restful experience of my life. Another said, you don't realize how much effort it takes to support your body weight until that effort disappears. In free fall, there's no up or down, no heavy or light, just being. And the sensation? Peace, complete, total peace. This is the paradox. Falling feels like resting. Because when you're truly falling, when you've surrendered completely, there's no resistance, no fighting, no holding, no effort. Just gravity carrying you completely. And in that complete surrender, there's freedom. Freedom from effort, from strain, from the constant work of holding yourself up. You can experience glimpses of this on Earth. In an elevator, when it starts to descend, for a fraction of a second you feel lighter. On a roller coaster, during the first drop, that moment of weightlessness, that lift in your stomach. In an airplane, during turbulence, when the plane drops suddenly. These moments are brief, but they're real, tiny tastes of free fall.
and they feel exhilarating, freeing, alive. Because for those moments, you're not holding yourself, you're falling, and gravity is carrying you. Completely, totally, safely. Letting go of control, the trust required to fall. But here's the thing about falling. It requires trust. You have to let go, stop controlling, stop holding. And that's terrifying for most of us. Because we've been taught to control, to manage, to hold on. We hold on to jobs, relationships, plans, expectations. We hold ourselves together, literally and figuratively. Because we think if we let go, everything will fall apart. But what if that's not true? What if letting go doesn't mean falling apart? What if it means falling together? What if gravity, literal and metaphorical, is already holding us, and we just need to trust it? Think about learning to float in water. The instinct is to thrash, to kick, to struggle. Because you're afraid, you think you'll sink, you think you'll drown. But the water is already holding you. It's denser than you. It wants to support you. All you have to do is relax, let go, trust. And when you do, you float effortlessly. Life is like this. The universe is like this. We thrash, we struggle, we try to hold everything together. But the universe is already holding us. Gravity, physical and metaphysical, is already supporting us. All we have to do is trust, let go, surrender. And we'll be held, safely, gently, completely. But that requires trust, deep trust. Trust that we won't fall, or if we do, that we'll be caught. Trust that the universe is benevolent, supportive, caring. Trust that letting go doesn't mean losing, it means receiving. Receiving support, receiving rest, receiving peace. This is hard, especially in a world that teaches us to control, to achieve, to hold on tight. But the universe whispers a different truth. Let go, fall, surrender, and discover that falling is just another word for resting in arms you've always had, but never trusted.
The astronaut's perspective, what they learn in orbit. Astronauts who've spent time in space often come back changed, not just physically, but psychologically, spiritually. They've experienced something most humans never will, sustained weightlessness, sustained free fall. And it teaches them something profound about letting go, about surrender, about trust. In space, you can't hold yourself up. There's no up to hold yourself toward. You have to let go. Completely. There's no other option. And at first, it's disorienting, terrifying even. You feel like you're falling constantly because you are. But you're not hitting anything. You're not crashing. You're just floating. And eventually, something shifts. You stop fighting it, stop resisting. You accept the fall, embrace it, surrender to it. And then something beautiful happens. You find peace. You realize this is rest. This is what it feels like to be completely supported, to let go completely. Astronaut Don Pettit said, "In weightlessness, you're constantly falling, but you never land. And eventually, you realize that constant falling is indistinguishable from floating." Another astronaut, Nicole Stott, described sleeping in space. You just close your eyes and float. No pillow needed, no position to maintain, just rest. Pure rest. This is what complete surrender feels like, complete trust. You're falling, but you're safe. You're not hitting anything, not being hurt, just falling, forever, peacefully. And in that eternal fall, there's rest, deeper than any rest on Earth. Because on Earth, we're always supporting ourselves, always holding, always resisting gravity. But in space, there's nothing to resist, nothing to hold. Just surrender. And in that surrender, peace. The astronauts learn this, embody this, and bring that wisdom back. They tell us, let go, trust the fall, surrender. Because falling, when you trust it, is the ultimate rest. Psychological surrender, letting gravity hold our worries. This isn't just about physical gravity, physical falling. It's about psychological surrender, emotional letting go. We carry so much, mentally, emotionally.
Worries, anxieties, responsibilities, expectations. We hold them tight, like we're afraid if we let go, they'll crush us. But what if we let gravity hold them? What if we let them fall? Not ignoring them, not abandoning responsibility, but trusting that we don't have to carry everything ourselves, that the universe, life, time, natural processes can hold some of the weight. Think about a worry, any worry, something you're carrying right now. Imagine setting it down, not solving it, not fixing it, just setting it down. Letting it rest on the ground, held by gravity. You can come back to it, you can address it, but for now, let it rest. Not in your hands, not on your shoulders, but on the ground, held by Earth. Does the ground struggle to hold it? No. Effortlessly, it supports it. That's gravity, physical and metaphorical. It holds without effort, without strain, without judgment. And we can let it. We can surrender our burdens, our worries, our need to control. Not permanently, not irresponsibly, but temporarily, to rest. Because rest is not abandonment. Rest is trust. Trusting that things will be okay, even if we're not holding them. Trusting that the universe can support us, support our burdens, support our journey. And when we let go, when we surrender, something remarkable happens. The burden lightens, or our perception of it changes. Because we're not carrying it alone, we're letting gravity help, letting the universe help. And in that shared support, there's relief, there's rest, there's peace.
The practice of falling, how to surrender daily. So how do we practice this? How do we surrender? How do we fall? It starts small, simple, daily. Practice 1, conscious relaxation. Right now, scan your body. Find tension in your shoulders, your jaw, your hands, and consciously let it go. Let gravity pull it down. Let the tension fall. Don't replace it with effort to relax. Just stop holding. Let go. Feel the weight of your body. Let gravity support it completely. This is surrender, physical surrender, letting gravity do its work. Practice 2, setting down mental burdens. When you notice worry or anxiety, visualize it, give it form. Then imagine setting it down, on the ground, in gravity's hands. Say to yourself, I'm letting gravity hold this, for now. Not forever, not abandoning it, just for this moment, letting it rest. Practice 3, trusting the flow. In your day, notice when you're forcing, controlling, gripping tight, and experiment with letting go, just a little, seeing what happens. Maybe you don't need to micromanage that project. Maybe gravity, natural processes, other people can help. Maybe you don't need to control that conversation. Maybe you can let it flow, let gravity guide it. Small experiments, small surrenders, small falls. And notice, does it feel scary? Yes, at first. But also, does it feel relieving, freeing, restful? That's gravity, holding you when you let it. Practice 4, bedtime surrender. Every night before sleep, practice total physical surrender. Lie down, feel your weight, let gravity take it all. Every muscle, every thought, every worry. Let it fall into the bed, into the earth, into gravity's arms. And trust that you'll be held through the night, into sleep, into rest. This is practice, daily practice, moment by moment practice. Learning to fall, learning to trust, learning to surrender, and discovering that falling, when you trust it, is the deepest rest.
The expanding universe, a gentle release. The universe is expanding, right now, in this moment. Space itself is stretching, growing, gently pushing galaxies apart. This has been happening since the Big Bang, for 13.8 billion years. And it will continue, forever, as far as we can tell. But here's the thing. This expansion doesn't break gravitational bonds, not the strong ones. You're not expanding away from Earth. Earth's gravity holds you, tightly, securely. Earth isn't expanding away from the Sun. The Sun's gravity holds it, in a stable orbit. The sun isn't expanding away from the Milky Way. The galaxy's gravity holds it firmly. Even the Milky Way and Andromeda, our neighbor galaxy, aren't expanding apart. They're moving together, approaching, will merge in 4.5 billion years. Because their mutual gravitational attraction is stronger than the expansion of space. So what is expanding? The space between galaxy clusters, between superclusters. The vast voids, the immense distances, those are growing. Slowly, gently, inexorably. Clusters far from us are receding, moving away. Not because they're traveling through space, but because the space between us and them is expanding. Creating distance, creating separation, creating space. And this expansion is accelerating, powered by something called dark energy. A mysterious force, or property of space. We don't fully understand it. But we know what it does. It pushes space apart, gently, constantly. And over billions of years, this gentle push will have an effect. Galaxy clusters far from us will cross beyond our cosmic horizon, disappear from view. Their light won't be able to reach us anymore. The space between will grow too fast. And eventually, trillions of years from now, only our local cluster will remain visible. The Milky Way, Andromeda, our merged galaxy, and a few dozen smaller companions, held together by gravity, while everything else fades into expanding darkness. This sounds lonely, isolating, but it's not abandonment, it's natural release. The universe is expanding, creating space, allowing separation. Not violently, not cruelly, just naturally, patiently, gently. Like a parent letting a child grow up, move away, become independent. The hold doesn't weaken, it just allows space. And in that space there's freedom, there's growth, there's peace. The expansion of the universe is not the end of gravity's embrace. It's the evolution of it, from tight hold to gentle presence. Still there, still real, just spacious.
Gravitational binding. What stays together? So what stays together? What remains bound? Anything where gravity is strong enough to overcome expansion. Our local group of galaxies? Bound. Forever. The galaxies will merge, eventually form one large elliptical galaxy, and that galaxy will remain stable, held together for trillions of years. Solar systems? Bound. Earth will orbit the sun for billions of years, until the sun dies, expands, swallows Earth. But that's a different story. Galaxies themselves? Bound. Stars will orbit, held by the galaxy's gravity, for as long as the galaxy exists, trillions upon trillions of years. So the structures that matter, to us, to life, to experience, remain held. The expansion doesn't tear them apart, it just creates space around them. Like islands in an expanding ocean, the islands remain, intact, stable. But the ocean between them grows, the distance increases, and eventually each island is alone in its own visible universe. But not alone in the sense of isolation, alone in the sense of independence, self-sufficient, self-contained, complete. Our future galaxy, the merged Milky Way and Andromeda, will be its own universe, containing billions of stars, countless planets, potential civilizations, all held together by gravity in a stable, enduring structure. And the expansion? It won't affect them. They'll continue, unchanged, orbiting, evolving, existing, held. This is the future. Not dissolution, not chaos, but stable islands, held together internally, separated externally. And there's a kind of peace in that, a kind of maturity. The universe isn't clinging, isn't forcing everything to stay together. It's allowing natural groupings, natural bonds to persist, while also allowing space, distance, independence. It's balanced, wise, patient. The universe knows when to hold,
and when to allow space. And it does both perfectly. Dark energy, the gentle push outward. Let's talk about dark energy, the force behind expansion. It's mysterious. We don't know what it is. We've only known about it since 1998. But we know it's real, and it's everywhere. About 68% of the universe is dark energy. It permeates all space. And it has a strange property. It creates expansion. It pushes space apart. Not directly, not like a wind, but by being a property of space itself. The more space there is, the more dark energy there is, and the more expansion. It's self-amplifying, gentle, but relentless. And it will continue, forever, as far as we can tell. Over time, dark energy will dominate more and more. Gravity will still hold local structures, but the space between them will grow, faster and faster, accelerating. Until eventually, even light from distant structures can't reach us. They'll recede faster than light can travel and disappear beyond our horizon. But here's the beautiful thing. Dark energy isn't violent. It's gentle. It doesn't rip things apart. It doesn't destroy. It just creates space, gently, patiently, eternally. Like a slow breath, the universe exhaling, expanding, creating room. And in that room, in that space, there's peace. Not the peace of stillness, the peace of spaciousness. Not the peace of crowding together, the peace of room to breathe. Dark energy is the universe's way of saying, you don't have to cling, you don't have to hold everything. You can let go, create space, allow distance. And that's okay, that's healthy, that's wise. In our lives, we sometimes cling, hold tight, fear separation. But the universe teaches us, space is good, distance is okay, letting go is natural. Not abandonment, not rejection, just spaciousness. Allowing things to be, to exist independently, to have room. Dark energy is the cosmic embodiment of this wisdom. And it works gently, patiently, without force, without violence. Just a gentle push, creating space forever.
The far future. Islands in the dark. Let's travel far into the future. Really far. Trillions of years from now. The Milky Way and Andromeda have merged, formed a new galaxy. Let's call it Milkomeda. And Milkomeda sits, stable, held by its own gravity. Billions of stars, still orbiting, still held. But when you look out, if there's anyone to look, you see darkness. All the other galaxies, gone, beyond the horizon. The expansion has carried them away, too far, too fast. Their light can't reach Milkomeda anymore. So the universe looks empty, dark, isolated. Just Milkomeda and darkness, forever. This sounds lonely, depressing, sad. But is it? Milkomeda still contains billions of stars, countless worlds, potential life. It's a complete universe, self-sufficient, self-contained. And it's held by gravity, stable, safe, eternal. The darkness around it, that's not emptiness. That's space, room, freedom, peacefulness. No collisions with other galaxies, no gravitational disturbances, no chaos. Just Milkomeda, resting in its own space, in its own existence. Held by its own gravity, complete. This is the far future, not ending, not dying, just being. Stable, peaceful, held. And perhaps this is the ultimate lesson, the ultimate peace. You don't need everything to be complete. You just need what's yours, what's held. The rest, you can let go, let it drift, create space, and find peace in what remains, in what's truly bound to you. Milkomeda teaches us this in the far future, in the deep dark. It doesn't mourn the lost galaxies. It doesn't cling to what's gone. It just exists, held, complete, peaceful, in its own space, in its own embrace. And that's enough, more than enough.
Will gravity ever fail? The question of eternal hold. Here's a question you might be wondering. Will gravity ever stop working? Will the hold ever fail? Will we ever truly fall? The answer, as far as we know, is no. Gravity is fundamental, built into the fabric of space-time. As long as mass exists, gravity exists. As long as space-time exists, gravity exists. And we have no reason to think either will stop existing. So gravity will continue, forever, holding what it can hold. Local structures, galaxies, solar systems, planets, will remain bound, forever. The expansion will continue, creating space, but not breaking local bonds. So the hold continues, the embrace endures, the cradle remains. But here's the thing. Over unimaginable timescales, googles of years, even stable structures change. Stars burn out, become white dwarfs, cool, become black dwarfs. Black holes evaporate through Hawking radiation, slowly, so slowly. Eventually, even galaxies might dissolve, as stars drift apart through random encounters. Over timescales so long they're meaningless, 10 to the 100 years, more. But even then, gravity doesn't fail. It's still there, still working, just acting on fewer and fewer objects in an ever-expanding space. The hold doesn't weaken, there's just less to hold. And eventually, in the unimaginably far future, perhaps only isolated particles remain, drifting through vast emptiness, held by nothing, because there's nothing else to be held by. But even then, each particle has its own tiny gravitational field, still curving space, still present. Gravity never fails. It just becomes quiet, subtle, peaceful. The universe in its ultimate state is still gravitational, still curved, still holding, just holding almost nothing in almost infinite space. And there's a strange peace in that, a completion. Everything has been held, everything has rested, everything has been cradled. And now, in the final state, everything rests, completely, eternally. In the ultimate expression of gravity's embrace, not tight, but infinite, spacious, free. Held by the very fabric of existence, forever. The wisdom of eventual release, holding and letting go. So what does all this teach us about holding, about letting go? The universe shows us that both are necessary, both are wisdom. Holding what should be held, letting go of what should be released. Gravity holds local structures, tightly, securely, forever. But it allows distant structures to drift, to separate, to have space. It doesn't cling to everything, it doesn't try to hold the entire universe together. It holds what it can, what it should, and releases the rest. This is wisdom, deep wisdom. In our lives, we often try to hold everything, control everything, keep everything together. But the universe teaches us you can't hold everything, and you shouldn't. Hold what's close, what's bound to you, what's truly yours. Your body, your loved ones, your immediate world, your local structure. Hold these tightly, lovingly, securely. But distant things, things beyond your reach, things drifting away, let them go. Create space, allow separation. Not with resentment, not with pain, but with wisdom, with acceptance. Like the universe, holding galaxies together, but allowing clusters to separate. Holding solar systems together, but allowing stars to drift in the galaxy. Holding you to Earth, but allowing distant galaxies to recede. It's balanced, wise, natural. And when we align with this wisdom, when we hold and release appropriately, we find peace. We're not exhausted trying to hold everything. We're not heartbroken letting go of everything. We're balanced, holding what matters, releasing what doesn't. Resting in the embrace that's real and allowing space for everything else. This is the future of gravity and the wisdom it offers. Hold and release, bind and allow space, embrace and let go. All at the same time, all in perfect balance. The universe does this effortlessly, naturally, peacefully. And so can we. Let's return to right now, this moment, this exact second. You are being held. Feel it, really feel it. The surface beneath you, bed, chair, floor, whatever it is. It's not just matter, it's gravity. It's the earth catching your fall. Every moment of your life, you've been falling toward Earth's center. And every moment, the ground has caught you, held you, supported you. Without fail, without pause, without rest. For your entire life, every second, every breath, gravity has been there, holding you. When you were born, when you took your first steps, when you fell and scraped your knee, gravity caught you, every time. When you slept as a child, when you played, when you grew, gravity held you, constantly, lovingly. When you struggled, when you succeeded, when you laughed and when you cried, Gravity was there, supporting you, never letting go. And right now, in this moment, it's still there, still holding, still supporting, still caring. You don't have to do anything. Don't have to earn it. Don't have to deserve it. Gravity holds you simply because you exist, because you have mass, because you're here. And that's enough. You are enough. Feel it now. The weight of your body, the pressure against the surface. That's not burden. That's contact. That's connection. That's gravity saying, I'm here. I've got you. You can let go. And you can. You can let go of everything. All the holding, all the effort, all the carrying. Because gravity is doing it for you, has been doing it, will always do it. You are held, right now, completely, perfectly. And you're safe. Gratitude for the invisible arms. Take a moment to feel gratitude for this invisible force. Gravity asks for nothing, expects nothing, demands nothing. It just holds, constantly, forever. It doesn't tire, doesn't complain, doesn't need rest. It's always there, always working, always caring. And we barely notice. We take it for granted. We walk, sit, lie down, and assume we'll be supported. And we are, always, because gravity never fails. So right now, in this moment, can you feel gratitude for the ground beneath you, for the earth holding you, for gravity's endless embrace? Thank you, gravity, for holding me every moment of my life. Thank you for catching every fall, for supporting every step, for cradling every rest. Thank you for being constant, reliable, trustworthy. Thank you for the structure, the stability, the safety. Thank you for holding the moon, the planets, the galaxies. Thank you for creating the universe's web, the connections, the embrace. Thank you for teaching me to surrender, to trust, to let go. Thank you for showing me that I don't have to hold everything, that I can be held. Thank you. Feel that gratitude. Let it fill you, warm you, settle you. Because gravity and rest are connected, deeply. When you're grateful for being held, you can truly rest in that hold. When you appreciate the support, you can fully surrender to it. Gravity opens the door to rest, to peace, to letting go. So feel it, deeply, completely. And let that gratitude carry you into rest, into the deepest, most peaceful sleep, in gravity's arms, where you've always belonged.
The ground beneath you, your constant companion. Throughout your life, what has been most constant? Not people. People come and go, move away, change, pass on. Not places. You've moved, traveled, left homes behind. Not even thoughts or feelings. Those change constantly, moment to moment. But one thing has been constant, always there, never absent. The ground beneath you. Whatever form it took, floors, beds, chairs, grass, sand, stone, some surface, always, holding you. The earth, through gravity, supporting every step, catching every fall, cradling every rest. Your most faithful companion, your most reliable friend. Always there, never leaving, never abandoning. And it asks for nothing, expects nothing, just holds you, because that's what it does. Right now, feel that constancy, that reliability, that faithfulness. The surface beneath you, the earth below that, gravity connecting you. It's been there your whole life, and it will be there for the rest of your life. Every night when you sleep, every morning when you wake, every moment in between. The ground will be there, holding you, supporting you, caring for you. You're never alone, because the earth is always with you. Gravity is always connecting you, holding you, embracing you. This is your home, not just the place you live, but the planet,
the ground, the gravitational embrace. You've always been home because you've always been held. And you always will be. Let that sink in. Let that settle you. Let that bring peace. You're home, right now, always, forever. In the arms of the earth, in the embrace of gravity. Your constant companion, your faithful friend, your eternal home. Letting sleep come, the final surrender. And now it's time. Time to let go completely. Time to sleep. Throughout this journey, we've learned about surrender, about trust, about being held. Now we practice it, fully, completely. Let sleep come. Don't force it. Don't try. Just allow it. Like falling, like surrendering, like trusting. Sleep is gravity's gift, the ultimate rest, the complete letting go. When you sleep, you surrender consciousness, surrender control, surrender effort. And you fall into sleep, into rest, into peace. And gravity catches you, holds you, keeps you safe. All night, every night, for your entire life. You've done this thousands of times, tens of thousands. And every time, you've been safe. Held, protected, cradled. So you can trust it. You can let go. You can fall. Close your eyes, if they're not already closed. Feel your body, so heavy, so relaxed, so ready. Feel the surface beneath you, holding you, perfectly, completely. Feel gravity, pulling you down, gently, lovingly, into rest. And let go. Stop holding, stop thinking, stop doing. Just be, just rest, just fall. Into sleep, into peace, into the arms that have always held you. Your breath, slowing, deepening, becoming automatic. Your thoughts, fading, drifting, dissolving into darkness. Your body, heavy, still, sinking, merging with the earth. You're falling, but you're safe, because you're being caught. By gravity, by the earth, by the universe. You're held, completely, eternally, perfectly. And you can rest, now, deeply, peacefully. Let go, fall, sleep. The arms are there. They've always been there. They'll always be there, catching you, holding you, loving you. Fall, trust, rest. You're safe.
Take one more deep breath, the deepest of the night, and let it out, slowly, completely, releasing everything, all effort, all holding, all resistance. You've traveled through the cosmos tonight, learned about gravitational embrace, seen how the universe holds everything. And now you know you're part of that. You're held, just like the moon, just like the stars, just like the galaxies, by the same force, the same care, the same love. And you can rest in that, deeply, peacefully, completely. This journey has brought you home, not to a new place, but to the truth you've always lived, that you're held, that you're safe, that you can let go. Gravity has been your home all along, the ground beneath your feet, the earth holding you, the universe embracing you. You've never been alone, never been unsupported, never been unloved.
The arms have always been there, invisible, constant, eternal. And now you feel them, consciously, deeply, truly. And you can rest in those arms like you've never rested before. Thank you for this journey, for drifting with me through space, through time, through gravity's embrace. Tomorrow you'll wake, and gravity will still be there, holding you, as always. But tonight, you rest, completely, in the deepest peace, in the arms of gravity, in the embrace of the universe, in the hold that never lets go. Sleep now, deeply, peacefully, safely. You are held. You are home. You are loved. Good night, dear traveler. Rest in the arms of gravity forever.